Good afternoon to one and all. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today in this video lecture, I am going to explain you about the nomenclature of gears. So what are the basic parts in the gears? So where they can be used and what are the position of these parts. So in the previous class, we have discussed about the introduction to the gears, that is introductory part, and what are the types of gears. So we have classified the gears. There, and today I am going to explain about the nomenclature. So let's see this. So this is the figure which we can see the nomenclature of gears. So I am taking this for gears here. So these are the different parts of the gears. So firstly we see the addendum. So this addendum is the topmost height, or that is the top surface of the tooth. And dedendum is the lowermost part of the teeth. So it has two basic parts. First one is the addendum, which is the topmost part from the half of the tooth, and second one is the dedendum. Next one is the face width. So the total length of the tooth can be taken as face width, and the curvature of the tooth is called as addendum circle. So you can see the circle position from the topmost part of the addendum point. So that is taken as addendum circle. And the lowermost part, so this is the lowermost part which we can see in the tooth, ear tooth, that is the dedendum circle, or we can call it as root also. So the other name for it is called as roots. And it has the flank, which is the curvature and the connection between the vertical and horizontal part, that is the flank here. So this is the flank. And next one is the face. So this is the face which is above the addendum circle. So the topmost part of the addendum circle is the face, and the top surface of the teeth is called as topland. So this is the topland, which is flat and parallel to the each other, and it consists of a pitch circle. So this is the pitch circle from the center region, that is the border of addendum and dedendum surfaces. So the border of the addendum and dedendum surfaces can be taken as pitch circle. And next one we take the tooth thickness. So from the pitch circle point we can take the tooth thickness here. So this is the tooth thickness. And next one is the tooth space. So from the first tooth of the starting point to the second tooth starting point, we can take it as tooth space. And next one, it is the circular pitch. So this is the circular pitch, and it is the pitch circle. And the gap between the working depth and the dedendum circle is called as clearance, and the least line is called the total depth, and the topmost part is above the total depth is called as working depth circle, that is the working depth circle. Next one is the tooth space also, which is on the root or dedendum circle. So these are the different parts. The next one is the meshing of two gears. So this is the first gear and this is the second gear. So meshing of these two gears. And this is the root diameter. So diameter of the root can be taken from this. And working of depth clearance is taken from this. And this is the line of center. And this is the pitch diameter and cordial tooth thickness. And this is the circular pitch. And this is the pitch point. And this is the top line, which is above the flank, and the addendum and the dedendum. And while meshing, the total center distance is taken as capital C. So it is taken as capital C. And next we go to the different parts. First one is the pitch circle. So this pitch circle is an imaginary circle which by pure rolling action would give the same motion as the actual gear. So in which when they are moving in the direction of flow by the pure rolling action, it is the imaginary circle. So that is from this part you are going to move from this part. So this is the pitch circle in which it is going to be moved while meshing. So that is to be taken as the pitch circle. Next one, it is pitch circle diameter. It is the diameter of the pitch circle in which the size of the gear is usually specified by the pitch circle diameter. So the size of the gear tooth has been indicated by this pitch circle diameter, and it is also known as pitch diameter also. So these are also known as the pitch diameter also. Next one is the pitch point. So it is a common point of contact between the two pitch circles. So when we are going to take this is the pitch circle and this is the pitch point and this is another pitch point. So this is the end points of the tooth space. So it is the common point of contact between two pitch circles. So whenever these are going to, so this is the pitch point here. So this is one gear and this is another gear. So the common point between these two gear tooths is the pitch point. Next one is the pitch surface. So it is the surface of the rolling discs in which the machine gears have replaced at the pitch circle. So these machine gears have been replaced at the pitch circle also, while machine gears have been replaced by the roller discs. So they are replaced by the roller discs. Next one is the pressure angle or angle of obliquity. So both can be taken, but pressure angle is the most commonly used word in the nomenclature of gears. So it is the angle between the common normal to the two gear tooth at the point of contact and the common tangent at the pitch point. So it is also the common tangent at the pitch point, and it is usually denoted by phi. So these are generally denoted by the symbols phi. So the pressure angle is indicated by the symbol phi. And the standard pressure angles are 14.5 degrees and 20 degrees. So these two are the standard pressure angles, that is 14.5 degrees, 20 degrees. Next one is the addendum. So next part is the addendum. It is the radial distance of a tooth from the pitch circle to the top of the tooth. So you can see the addendum part here. This is the radial distance of a tooth from the pitch circle, and the top of the pitch circle area is called as addendum. So this topmost area of the gear tooth is called as the addendum. Next one is the dedendum. It is the radial distance of a tooth from the pitch circle to the bottom of the tooth. So we have taken the pitch circle as the border between the addendum and dedendum points. So the lowermost part of the tooth, that is the bottom of the tooth, is called as the dedendum from the pitch circle area. So from the pitch circle area, the bottom of the tooth is taken as the dedendum. Next one is the addendum circle. So it is the circle drawn through the top of the teeth and is concentric with the pitch circle. So this addendum circle is concentric, that is parallel to the pitch circle area. So that is the top surface of the addendum, that is the border area of the topmost layer of the addendum, is called as addendum circle, in which it is parallel to the pitch circle. That is concentricity to the pitch circle. And next one is the dedendum circle. So it is the circle drawn through the bottom of the teeth. So these dedendum circle is going to draw through the bottom of the teeth. It is also called as the dedendum circle or the root circle. So this is the root space, that is the root or dedendum circle. So this is also called as the root circle. And these root circle diameter, so this is the formula for the root circle diameter. So root circle diameter is equal to pitch circle diameter into cos phi. So that is the multiplication of pitch circle diameter into cos phi, where phi is the pressure angle. So phi is taken as the pressure angle. Next one is the circular pitch. So the circular pitch is the distance measured on the circumference of the circle from a point of one tooth to the corresponding point on the next tooth. So usually meshing is done between the two gates. So the distance between these circumference of the pitch circles from a point of one tooth to the second tooth. So that is called as circular pitch, and it is usually denoted by PC, that is circular pitch. And the formula for the circular pitch is taken as, that is PC is equal to pi into capital D by T, that is pi D by T. So D is the, that is capital D is the diameter of the pitch circle, and capital T is the number of teeth on the wheel. So capital T is indicated as number of teeth on the wheel. And a little consideration will show that the two gears will mesh together correctly if the two wheels have the same circular pitch. So it is denoted by the two same circular pitch. It is having the same circular pitch. So the two gears is going to mesh. So these two gears are going to mesh with the same circular pitch. And next, if D1 and D2 are the diameters of the two meshing gears. So these D1 and the D2 are two meshing gears having the teeth T1 and T2. So these two having the meshing gears T1 and T2. So the circular pitch for the two gears have been taken same here. So that is PC is equal to pi into d by t. So this is a general formula. So here it is taken as for the first gear, that is pi into d1 by t1, to the second gear, that is pi into d2 by t2 for the second gear. Therefore, cancelling the pi, we got d1 by d2 is equal to t1 by t2. So this is the general formula for the pitch circle. Next one is the diametrical pitch. So it is the ratio of the number of teeth to the pitch circle. So it is taken as ratio of number of teeth to the pitch circle diameter in millimeter, and it is denoted by PD. So generally this is denoted by PD, that is diametrical pitch, and pitch circle is taken as PC. Pitch circle is taken as PC. So PD is taken as, that is diametrical pitch is taken as capital T by D. So T is the number of teeth and D is the pitch circle diameter. So next one is the module. So it is the ratio of the pitch circle diameter in millimeters to the number of teeth. So the number of teeth is taken in the ratio of the pitch circle diameter, and it is usually denoted by small m. And mathematically it is taken as module m is equal to d by t. That is module small m is taken as capital D by t, that is pitch circle diameter divided by number of teeth. And next one is the clearance. So it is the radial distance from the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth in a meshing gear. So in a meshing gear, so the top of the tooth to the bottom of the tooth by using it a radial distance. So it is known as the, and a circle passing these two elements. So the circle passing to the top of the meshing gear is known as clearance angle. So this is called as the clearance angle, and the circle passing through it is called the clearance circle. Next one is the total depth. So it is the radial distance between the addendum and the dedendum circles of the gear. So it is generally the distance between the addendum and dedendum circles. Next one is the face of the tooth. So it is the surface of the, it is the surface of the gear tooth above the pitch surface. So this is the generally the surface of the gear tooth which is taken above the pitch surface condition. So that is called as face of tooth. And next one is the flank of the tooth. So it is the surface of the gear tooth below the pitch surface. So it is taken below the pitch surface. So that is the flank of the tooth. And next one is the top land. It is the surface of the top of the tooth. So the top of the tooth surface is called as the top land surface. Next one is the face width. So it is the width of the gate tooth measured parallel to its axis. So this is generally measured parallel to the axis. Next one is the profile. So it is the curve from the face and the flank of the tooth. So this is the curve formed by the face and the flank of the tooth. So next we are going to see the advantages of each section. So advantage and disadvantage of the spur gate. So first we see the for the spur gate. So these spur gates have high power transmission efficiency and they are compact and easy. So they are very compact to take to any place and they are easy to handle. And these spur gates are used for the high power transmission efficiency. So when you are going to transmit the high power, you are going to be take the spur gates. And these are very easy to install also. And unlike the belt drives, spur gate drives have no slip. So we all know that about the difference between the